Hello everyone,
Hello.
how are you all? We are happy to be with you. We're in Yerevan today at a cafe.
With the,
I'm embarrassed, I don't know the name of this.
I think it's called Garabilich thing, Tchaikovsky, Swan Lake.
Swan Lake,
Yeah.
right, exactly.
And this used to be one of the oldest jazz clubs in
Right
Yerevan,
across from us.
which is being renovated. And of course we are across the street from the opera.
It's a beautiful late October day in Yerevan. It should be cold by now, but it's warm. We were actually, we're dressed like this today too. We were in the Madinataran today. We had some meetings and did a little bit of work there. And so we decided, let's get a cup of coffee. We have an appointment later this evening. So we found this place.
Nice.
And it's interesting because we're dressed like this today. We were sort of official. So
We are outside our context. We're not in the
Exactly.
Tsmiadzi, we're not in the monastery.
Exactly. We're in the
And
city.
Kind of we are self-conscious of people
little
looking
bit.
at us with the cassock and banage.
A little bit. We're not. I think most of our viewers, probably in the United States anyway, are not used to seeing clergy dressed really in cassocks, walking around the streets
yeah.
of Worcester or Boston or Dallas or Los Angeles or wherever,
Fairlawn.
Paris,
Fairlawn,
Fairlawn,
New Jersey.
yes, Binghamton.
Bayside.
In any case, so we were observing. We walked around the Madinataran. By the way, is the main repository of manuscripts, the largest collection of Armenian manuscripts in the world. And it happens to be in a center where you have the Polytechnic Institute, the medical school is nearby,
Theology's there.
the theology school, a number of other private universities are there. So we're walking around, literally thousands of young people, college age, high school age students, and they're all kind of looking at us, trying to act like they're not looking at us,
Exactly.
but they're looking at us. So
That second look, they turned dark at the picture.
yeah, so we were thinking, interesting, we're in the first Christian nation here in Armenia, where it shouldn't be uncommon to see clergy.
And that made us really think of the subject of today, which is really witnessing to our faith. I mean, what do we do in the 21st century? I mean, in the early centuries of Christianity, people were martyred for their faith. They were beheaded and killed and arrested and tortured and all that. Thank God we don't have to go through these things to witness to our faith, but how can we really live our faith openly so we can witness to that joy that we really live deep in our hearts and minds, when we are in the presence of the Lord spiritually, and how can we share this with the outside world?
This word witness that you use, we hear Christians use this word witness all the time, and I think it's important to point out that witness means exactly what it says. It's a legal term.
Yeah.
And when we witness to our faith, it means that we stand and say, yes, I believe in Jesus Christ, I'm a child of God, I'm a child of the Armenian Church.
Vagayen, Vagayen.
Vagaya, I testify.
Ultimately, the martyria in Greek comes from that, to testify.
Martyria means witness.
Yeah,
right?
witness.
Martyria, vaga, another word, vagayutu. I give testimony to my faith. It doesn't mean necessarily walking around like this.
No, of course not.
It doesn't mean broadcasting in a kind of self advocating kind of a. It simply means being honest about what we believe and not being afraid of it.
Exactly.
Or shy about it. We live in, whether it's in Armenia or it's in the United States, we live in societies where we are free to live our faith, for the most part, most of our listeners.
I always say, Fazan, let's say if I have a nice mobile cellular phone, if I have a nice car, I make a point to share, the details with my friends, my co-workers, whatever, Samsung is better than iPhone is better than Samsung, and I go through the details, and I really think if we're really spiritually enjoying the peace, the joy, the comfort that comes with our faith, I really think we should share it. You cannot not share it.
And why would you not share it? Let's go back to the cell phone or the iPhone or whatever your new technological device. One reason would be because you don't even know how valuable it is.
Yes, exactly.
You don't know what it is. If all you know about your new $2,000 iPhone is that it allows you to press some buttons and talk to someone on it, if that's all you think your $2,000 iPhone is worth, then there's no need to show it off. Again, we're not talking about showing off our faith, but But sometimes we don't even know. We're not even convinced that our faith is something so valuable and precious that it's worth sharing.
Exactly.
It's worth being testifying. It's worth witnessing about.
That reminds me of a very brief story I'm going to share it with you. One day I was traveling from Rome to Paris in a train, and there was somebody else with me in the same thing, and this guy was a fanatic of iMac. And so I turned my PC, it was PC. And this guy really, he wouldn't sleep like until 3 a.m. He's preaching to me why I should switch to MacBook. I said, my friend, I'm happy with this. I'm not going to switch. And he started giving me like arguments, and he was like passionately in love with promoting. So, I think that's how we should feel about this.
I'm going to double down on that. And you know this story. I was in Paris at the airport. I had to get into the city. I called a taxi. And the taxi driver got out. I could see immediately he was Middle Eastern.
Oh, yes.
You remember?
Yes.
And so we sat, and I did my best to speak what little French I know, and he knew a few words of English. We managed. We ended up having a nice 45-minute conversation. He was from, did I say Algeria?
I think it's Algeria, yeah.
Algeria, Muslim, and very committed Muslim. And he spoke very respectfully and very kindly. I told him I'm a bishop of the church, I'm a Christian. And we had this very interesting conversation. And what two things were of interest to me. Number one, he was very sincere and kind and very confident in discussing his faith and being even respectfully critical of Christianity in a way that challenged me, because I'm not used to speaking that forthrightly with my taxi driver about my Christian faith. But I did. And I think about him all the time. It really opened up a new perspective for me. But there you go. We can respect other people's faith. We can even acknowledge that we as Christians are the recipients of what is the truth.
Yes.
As believers in Jesus Christ, and still be respectful and kind and confident and willing to share that with those around us.
So one reason you said, President, just to follow up on your statement, is that we don't know how precious is this faith that we have, so we don't. Another reason you just mentioned is we may not know the pleasure or the joy because our Christian experience may be superficial, just
and very limited.
Very limited. So we're not really experiencing that deep spiritual peace that, in my case, many times brings tears to my eyes.
Absolutely.
You've seen me in the church. People think something went wrong. I just get emotional. And I think the second reason is we haven't, allowed ourselves to experience that deeper experience of the presence of the Lord.
Through the Bible, through learning about the Bible, through learning about our traditions, our church fathers, our faith, by praying, by forgiving, by loving, all the things that Jesus tells us. But we're not the only witnesses. We have 2,000 years of witnesses who are witnesses to us. There are church fathers and mothers, vatabes, teachers, and we just left the Madana Taran, which is the largest collection of spiritual Christian testimony, really going back virtually 2,000 years anywhere, and that's ours. They speak to us. They're our blood kin, our kin in the Christian faith as the Armenian people accepted that. This is something for us to really think about, stop and think about, especially in these times.
On the other hand, not to take away the importance of this focus, sometimes I get turned off when people light up your face, Jesus, Christian.
Yeah,
I think
that can be obnoxious.
Exactly. And sometimes it's not even, the man is busy with something else, and you can't just impose it or force them.
No.
You have to just genuinely live your faith and let the others see, as Christ said, love one another so they know you're my followers. So
I would dare say that, and I invite our friends to respond. I would dare say that with my knowledge of Armenian history, that Armenians were never in a position to dictate to others, you must become Christian. We were not in that position politically, but we witnessed to our faith.
Yes,
in various times especially, and we did that by means of intellectual engagement Gregory of Datev, the Cilician Fathers, Noce Shorali, Lampronazzi, and others. Borodnetzi, right? All of these with great tradition of theologians, and through respect and love and a willingness to engage. Why can't that be a model for us today? Well,
and then, of course, there's the whole aspect of witnessing within the family, parents, teaching their children, and the importance of the children seeing their parents pray and read the Bible and kind of experience that peace and that joy that the parents live through their faith. So there's a lot for us to...
And it's not something to put on the back burner. As much as maybe we in the Army don't talk about witnessing as much as we might, as much as some of our brother and sister Christians might, it's not something for the back burner. It's something of it's an imperative. It really is. Well, it's a good conversation.
This it was a last minute thing, but I'm sure we...
Yeah, I said we were sitting here. I said let's with our coffee, let's talk to our friends. We have a couple of other topics coming up. Actually,
yes.
We both have some travels coming up, but we will be posting a little bit more regularly. Please share our videos with friends, with those that you think would be interested. Maybe this can be an inspiration to them, or encouragement, support. Pray for us.
Indeed,
we always pray for all of you.
And let us know if you had situations where you were able to witness and share the joy of the faith of the Armenian Church and the gospel with your family members or friends. It would be nice to hear from you as well. Hopefully we'll see you soon.
Until the next time, God bless you.
Bye-bye.